Welcome to Recursio. This is a B1 English story. Simple words, natural speed, and a few phrases you can use the same day. Today's story is about two sisters, a Sunday lunch, and an invitation one sister thought she needed. Listen for these phrases. My older sister, to grow up, it's been ages, to keep in touch, to drop by, and to take after someone. And listen for 5 pairs of words learners mix up, like farther and further, or actually and currently. They're all hiding in the story. After the story, I'll explain every phrase, and then we'll do a short recall together. You can practice today's phrases in Recursio, link in the description. Maya was 31. She lived in a small apartment near the station, and she liked her quiet Sundays. On Friday evening, her phone lit up on the kitchen table. It was Mina, her older sister. They had grown up in the same house, in the same small room, with the same yellow curtains. Now they lived on opposite sides of the city and hardly saw each other. Maya read the message twice.
Aunt Vera's birthday lunch is on Sunday, at my place, 1 o'clock. Are you coming?
Maya put the phone down. Then she picked it up again.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
That was all she wrote. 5 words, and then she went to wash the dishes she had already washed. The truth was simple, and it was not comfortable. Maya and Nina had not really talked in 2 years. They kept in touch, in a way. Happy birthday. Did you see the photos? Mom says hello. Short messages. Nothing heavy, nothing real. When they were younger, they used to argue about everything. The music, the dishes, the yellow curtains. Nina was the older one, and she always had an opinion. Maya had decided, sometime around her 25th birthday, that she and her sister just didn't get along. It was easier that way. If you don't get along with someone, you don't have to call them. On Saturday morning, she started to write a longer message. She wrote 3 lines about work, deleted them, and wrote 2 lines about the weather. She deleted those 2. Then she tried the honest version, which was 1 line long.
I don't know how to talk to you anymore.
She looked at that sentence for a long time. Then she deleted it, letter by letter, slowly. The way you take down a photo you're not sure you want to lose. Her thumb stayed over the keyboard. Outside, somebody was parking a car very badly. This is what she was actually deciding, though she would not have said it like that. Whether 2 years was a gap you can step over, or a gap you fall into. In the end, she wrote back 1 word.
Coming.
And on Sunday morning, she almost didn't go. She stood by the door with her keys and thought of 4 good reasons to stay home. 3 of them were about the bus. The 4th one she didn't finish thinking, because she was already locking the door. Nina lived farther out of town than Maya remembered. The bus took 40 minutes, and then there was a walk. It was one of those bright Sundays in late summer, when everything looks a little softer than it is. Nina opened the door with flour on her hands.
You came. It's been ages, hasn't it? 2 years. Come in, take your shoes off. Don't look at the kitchen.
Maya looked at the kitchen. There were 3 pots on the stove, a cake with no icing, and a very small dog eating something it should not eat. In the living room, the table was already set. Aunt Vera was there, and 2 cousins, and a nephew who was 4 and very busy. It was a family gathering, the kind where nobody sits down until somebody finally says it's time to eat. Nina counted the chairs and moved her lips while she counted.
I never know how many people will actually come.
The number of chairs was always a guess. The amount of food never was. There was too much of it, the way there always is. She said it lightly, but Maya heard something under the words. Lunch was good. Aunt Vera told the story about the train to Odessa, the one she told every year, and everybody laughed in the right places. Maya had forgotten how loud a table could be. In her apartment, Sunday lunch was a bowl and a podcast. Here there were 3 conversations at once, and a dog under the table, waiting for somebody to be careless. The little nephew climbed onto the chair next to Maya and looked at her very seriously. Then he asked the question that 4-year-olds ask. Who was she, and why did she have his mom's face? Maya laughed.
Because your mom is my older sister. Sisters look like each other. We even grew up in the same room. And you look like your mom, too.
The boy thought about this. Then he asked whether the room was still there, and Maya said she didn't know, and that was the end of the interview. From the stove, Nina said the thing Maya had heard all her life.
We take after our mother. Same eyes, same stubborn chin.
She didn't look up from the pot, but Maya saw her smile. Aunt Vera wanted to know what Maya was doing now, and Maya said she was currently between jobs, which was true, and that it was fine, which was mostly true. Nobody made a speech about it. Somebody passed her the potatoes. That was the thing she had forgotten about this table. Nothing you said turned into a serious discussion. It simply became part of the noise around the table. One cousin was explaining a car problem to a person who did not want to hear about a car problem. The nephew had built a tower out of bread and was waiting for someone to look at it. And Maya, halfway through her second plate, noticed that she had stopped planning the sentence she would use to leave early. Eventually, the cake came out, with icing Nina had added in a hurry. And after the cake, people started to go home, the way people do, slowly in the doorway, with their coats already on. By 4 o'clock, the apartment was quiet. Aunt Vera had gone. The cousins had gone. The dog was asleep under the table, with the look of an animal that had won. Maya was drying glasses. Nina was washing them. Neither of them had suggested it. It just happened, the way it used to happen when they were kids. For a while, nobody said anything. Then Nina turned off the water.
Can I ask you something? Sure. Why don't you ever drop by?
Maya stopped, with a glass in her hand.
Because you only invite me when it's somebody's birthday. Maya, you don't invite family. Family drops by.
And there it was, 2 years in one sentence.
We keep in touch. I message you. We keep in touch. That's not the same as seeing you.
Maya looked at the glass in her hand as if it had said something.
I thought we didn't get along. Who told you that? Nobody. I decided it. Around the time I turned 25. Well, you decided wrong. And you never asked me. I thought you were angry with me. Actually, I thought you were angry with me.
They stood there with the water off and the towel between them.
I wasn't waiting for a phone call. I was expecting you to walk in one Sunday with nothing in your hands and eat my food. I didn't know that was allowed. Of course it's allowed. You don't need a birthday invitation.
Maya laughed, and then she didn't, because there were tears somewhere near the laugh.
We're not very good at this. We take after our mother. She waited 11 years for her brother to call her. 11 years. 11. And then she called him.
Finally, Nina said the thing she had wanted to say for 2 years, and it was not a big thing at all.
Come by any time. Just text me when you're on your way.
Maya put down the towel.
Next Sunday? Next Sunday. Don't bring anything. Bring the dog a toy. He likes you.
On the bus home, Maya looked out the window and didn't argue with herself any further. She just texted her sister a photo of the sleeping dog, and her sister sent back one word.
Huh.
2 years of short messages, and that one felt completely different. Now, the phrases. I'll say each one, explain it, and give you one example. First, my older sister. When age or birth order matters, say my older sister or my younger brother. For example, my older sister lives on the other side of the city. Next, to grow up. It means to become an adult or to spend your childhood somewhere. For example, we grew up in the same house. Maya and Nina grew up in the same small room. Next, it's been ages. Here, ages means a long time, not an exact number of weeks, months, or years. For example, it's been ages. How have you been? Next, to keep in touch. It means to stay in contact. Messages, calls, a visit now and then. For example, we keep in touch, but we don't see each other much. That was exactly Maya's problem. Next, to drop by. It means to visit someone informally, often for a short time. The visit can be planned or spontaneous. For example, drop by on Sunday if you're free. And the invitation Nina finally gave, come by anytime. It means you don't need a special reason. How literal it is depends on the relationship, so a short message before you go is still a good idea. For example, we're always home on Sundays. Come by anytime. Next, a family gathering. It's a meal or a party where the family comes together. A birthday, a holiday, a Sunday lunch. For example, there's a family gathering at my aunt's place on Saturday. Next, to look like. This one is about appearance, the face, the hair, the eyes. For example, you look like your mother. The little nephew noticed that Maya looked like his mom. And next to it, to take after someone. This one is about family. If you take after someone in your family, you're similar to them in appearance, in personality, or in both. It's usually an older relative, a parent, a grandparent, an aunt. For someone outside the family, use look like for appearance, or be like. For example, she takes after her father. In the story, both sisters take after their mother, and not only in the eyes. And the last one, to get along with someone. It means to have a good, easy relationship. For example, I get along with my sister. Maya used to say, we just don't get along, but she had never asked Nina how she felt. Now, 5 pairs of words that learners often mix up. All 5 were in the story, and I chose them on purpose. 1. the number of, and the amount of. Use the number of for things you can count. People, chairs, messages. Use the amount of for things you can't count. Water, food, time. You will hear the amount of people in casual speech, but the number of is the safe choice. In the story, the number of chairs was always a guess. The amount of food never was. 2. Farther and further. For real distance, both work, and Americans often prefer farther. Nina lived farther out of town. For more of something that isn't distance, use further. She didn't argue with herself any further. 3. To wait for and to expect. When you wait for someone, you spend time waiting for them to arrive. When you expect someone, you believe they are likely to come. Waiting is an action. Expecting is a belief. Nina said, "I wasn't waiting for a phone call. I was expecting you to walk in." 4. Eventually and finally. Eventually tells us what happened after some time, or at the end of a process. Eventually the cake came out. Finally marks the last step, or can emphasize that a wait is over. Finally, Nina said the thing she had wanted to say for 2 years. Sometimes both words are possible, but the focus is different. 5. Actually and currently. Actually is about what is real or true. Often it's a small correction or a surprise. Actually, I thought you were angry with me. It can also just mean, in reality. I never know how many people will actually come. For right now, use currently or at the moment. I'm currently between jobs. If your language has a word that looks like actual but means current, this is the pair to watch. 6 quick ones. I'll describe it. You say the phrase out loud in the pause. You haven't seen a friend for 3 years. What do you say when you meet? It's been ages. You make a short, informal visit. Which phrasal verb is that? To drop by. Your face is similar to your grandmother's face. Which phrase is about appearance only? To look like. I look like my grandmother. You have her face and also her temper. Which phrase covers both? To take after someone. I take after my grandmother. Chairs, people, messages, things you can count. Which one do you use? The number of or the amount of? The number of. The number of chairs. You believe your sister is likely to come today. Which verb describes that belief? Wait for or expect? Expect. I expect my sister to come today. Waiting is what you do. Expecting is what you believe will happen. That was Sunday at my sister's. 10 phrases. My older sister, to grow up, it's been ages, to keep in touch, to drop by, come by any time, a family gathering, to look like, to take after someone, and to get along with someone. Plus 5 pairs, the number of and the amount of, farther and further, to wait for and to expect, eventually and finally, actually and currently. Pick 2 now before you forget them. Open the link below and practice them in Recursio. Next Sunday was already on Maya's calendar, with one small note: bring the dog a toy. See you in the next story.